Assalamualaikum, good afternoon. I've been meaning to share so many things, but I've been very tied down and time hasn't been my best friend. So I would like to share something today while working, so don't mind me working, okay? So a few weeks ago, I actually initiated a no phone challenge for the secondary students of the school. The challenge was meant to be a prelude to the rule where students will soon no longer be allowed to bring phones to school. So as originally the challenge was split into three parts where they would have to leave their phones at school. So the first part of the challenge was to leave it overnight. So they submitted their phones at 7:30 in the morning when they started school, and they had to leave it overnight and only were able to get their phones back the day after, but at 3 before they leave school, which means when school ends. So when I initiated part 1, quite a number of them actually participated. 7, I think. 7 out of around 40 of the secondary students actually participated in that challenge. The next day they got their phones back. I let them have the phone for another day, and then on Thursday I gave them the second challenge, which was to send their phone in on Friday morning, and they'd have to leave it with me over the weekend. At the second challenge, only 3 of the students took part, because the weekend is quite a challenge for teenagers these days. They need their phones, they want their phones, so only 3 of them took part in the challenge. At the beginning of the challenge, I actually told them that the winner of the challenge will get a reward. I didn't tell them what the reward was, neither did I tell them the conditions or the criteria that would allow them to win. I kept it a secret, and I told them that I was going to keep it a secret so that I just wanted to see what their motivation was. So today, unfortunately, because there were so many things going on, I could not initiate part 3 of the challenge, so I stopped at the second part. And considering the fact that next week is a school holiday, I announced the winners, and there were 3 of them. So at the end, and I announced it in front of all the secondary students. So I told them that as a reward, they will be allowed to choose one meal from either, I gave them 3 choices basically. And after they were all dismissed, the 3 of them came to me. The 3 of them came to me and told me that we don't want the food. So I just told them that, well, you participated and you learned pretty good lessons behind it from participating, and so you deserve a reward. They were still very reluctant about accepting the reward, and they said, what if we want a different reward? So I said, okay, what is it? So they then told me that what they actually want is a futsal coach. I know that they already have a team. I'm very aware that they already have a team. And outside of school, I know that they have been practicing, which is good, but they have not had a coach. And so they said that we don't want the food, instead we want the coach. And the reason why, one of them spoke out on behalf of the other 2, that the reason why we participated in the challenge, no matter how, even though we felt it was going to be hard, was because we really, really want that coach. We really want a futsal coach. We want to join tournaments. We want to take it seriously, even if it's for recreational purposes, but we want to take it seriously. So, okay, I told them, all right, give me a week or 2, plus next week's the school holidays, so I have time. So I told them, give me a week or 2 to get a coach properly, and that the target would be for them to begin the futsal classes in September. So that just showed me, whether you're an adult or you're a teenager, and I told this to them clearly, I told this to them, that the biggest lesson for them was when you really want something, you will want to do anything that you need to do, as long as it's the right thing to do, to achieve it. I actually asked them, what have you learned from this whole process? You knew that I was going to allow you to choose food of your liking. Of course, there was a list, but you knew that the reward was going to be food, but that wasn't what you wanted. You did not tell me this earlier, but you participated anyway, knowing, and then tell me that what you actually want is the futsal coach. So I asked them, what did you learn from this entire process? And they, as 13-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, they actually said to me that I learned that if I really want something, I will need to make sacrifices. I may have to lose a few things in order for me to get the very thing that I want. And that's precisely true. In anything that we do, once we know why we want it, once we know why we want something, we do have to live with the fact that we need to lose a few things, we need to make certain sacrifices. We may even have to do something that we don't quite like, as long as it's the right thing to do. We have to do something that we do not quite like or we are not really comfortable with doing, just so that we can get the ultimate prize that we want. And I'm really glad that the kids learned that. And what I'm most happy about is the fact that they were not scared to step up and come up to me separately and tell me that it's not the food that we want, we really just want the coach. And that is why we were so excited about participating in this challenge. The fact that as 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds and 13-year-olds, they could think that way. They could think that, okay, she's going to give us food, but that's not what we want, and let's win it and tell it to her at the end anyway, try our luck. And again, that's another very good lesson I think that they have learned, that if they work hard for it, then they deserve to ask for something. Whether they get it or not is a completely different story. But at least understand that when you try, you then have the right, you deserve to ask for something and pray that you actually get it. So I hope that in anything that we do, you and me, I hope that we have a clear goal, we have a clear direction, we have clear purpose. And when we do have that clear purpose, these kids just showed that when you have clear purpose, you will be able to do whatever it takes, as long as it's good, as long as it's halal. We will be able to put aside things that, that we put aside the feeling of like or don't like. We'll be able to do whatever it takes in order for us to reach that goal, because we understand the reason behind it. We understand why we want it. We have purpose. So always have a purpose, always have a reason, and do whatever it takes to get it. Okay? Till my next sharing, me signing off as #little girl with a million words. Bye.